Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be about why I got into wildlife and how I knew that this was going to be what I wanted to study. So ever since I was a little girl, I have always been fascinated by nature. My parents always taught me to not be scared of like any insects, any kind of amphibians like frogs or lizards or anything. I also have two older brothers who would urge me to catch things and go with them exploring outside in the backyard, and it was always really fun, and I learned a lot from just exploring as a little kid. I also learned a lot of what I liked. I loved any type of animal. I have like countless pictures of me picking up animals and just like holding them close because I just wanted to be a part of their world. I wanted them to like me as much as I liked them, like a Disney princess type of relationship with animals. That's what I wanted all the time. Growing up, I wanted to be a marine biologist because growing up in Miami, there is just ocean all around us. So marine biology was something that I was really fascinated by and I wanted to do when I was older. But then growing up, you kind of just explore more options, and as I got into high school, I thought that it would be a better opportunity to be a veterinarian, and that was the career path that I was going to pursue. So I did more like medical sciences in high school and did human anatomy because they don't have veterinary sciences in a lot of high schools. So my senior year of high school, I did volunteer at a veterinary clinic nearby to get some experience and to make sure that this is something that I want to do, because I did realize the amount of schooling that would go into veterinary science. Why not just experience it now and just see what it's like? So I volunteered at a veterinary clinic, and it was really good experience for me because I got to be hands-on with animals that I wasn't familiar with and just keeping track of what goes on in a veterinary clinic. So that goes with boarding, kennel work, veterinary technician tasks, along with watching surgeries and making sure that those were things that I would be able to do when I was older. Like I can sit there and look at blood, which is a big part of being a medical doctor of any kind, making sure that you're not like squeamish. It was just really good experience for me. I was very excited to be there every single time. I got familiar with a lot of the animals that were there. The environment that I worked in was very positive, and so it was a great learning environment for a young student. Unfortunately, I did not get to do as much time there because the transition from high school to college just became too much to handle the volunteer position. So I moved on to college and was still working toward my dream of becoming a veterinarian. So college was another very big part of learning about this field and seeing just the things that I liked, the things that I didn't like. I was taking classes like biology, chemistry, algebra, trigonometry, calculus, the regular STEM track that you go through, whether you're doing medical or engineering, sometimes has those classes that need to be taken, but so did veterinary science. And at the time that I started my 2-year college path, I was a pre-veterinary science student, so they put me in those classes, and I went through them, and they were difficult because those are the types of classes that are rigorous, so you know that that's the profession that you want to get into. And plus you need all that information to continue on the process and to learn every single part of any living thing, really. And so along with that, in the college that I attended, they really wanted students to get involved with other extracurricular activities around campus. So I've realized that, hey, this would be a good opportunity to see if there is a veterinary science club, or like see if there's anyone doing veterinary sciences on campus. So I did look around, and it is a very big college, but since it's a 2-year college, there's a lot of students that go in and out every single year, and it's way quicker than a 4-year university. So I quickly realized that clubs could be quickly started, but also quickly ended. So I decided to make a current active veterinary science club, and the experience was just really great. I got to meet a lot of great students who were in the veterinary field that I quickly grew closer to as we made this club together. And during the duration of this club, we got a lot of experience talking to guest speakers such as actual doctors of veterinary medicine, also known as DVMs. And we also got a lot of hands-on experience with doing suture sessions, doing case studies, which we were able to see how veterinarians come to their diagnoses. And during this first year, I learned so much about the veterinary field. However, there was one gripe that I had with the veterinary field, and this is just me personally. I felt that these veterinarians that we talked to and that we interacted with, they were so passionate about what they do, much like many people in the animal science field. And they just knew so much, and they had all this knowledge that they had learned throughout the years of veterinary school and the countless hours of experience that they have. However, what I heard a lot from people who were in the private sector of veterinary medicine was the fact that they knew exactly what they needed to do to save this animal, but because of not enough funding from the clinic or not enough funding from the person who is bringing in this animal, they could not execute the plan that they had in order to give this animal the best life that it could have. So a lot of times that means that the patient, the animal, will end up either getting put down through euthanasia, or that they will have to continue suffering for the rest of their life until they naturally pass away. So that was heartbreaking for me to hear from a lot of veterinarians, and it did kind of turn me off about the field. So then I entered this weird in-between stage in my life where I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I had a little bit of loss of identity because I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian for so long, and I thought I wanted it super bad. And I also knew that I still needed to work with animals because that has always been my passion ever since I was a little girl. So then I started to search. I was in this rut and I was scared, not knowing what steps to take next in my career and educational path, while all my classmates and all my friends knew what they wanted to do and knew the classes that they needed to take, what they wanted to transfer for, the experience that they were gonna get in the summer. Meanwhile, I had to take a step back and reevaluate everything that I thought that I knew. After I had that swap of interest, I did take a step back and I started researching all types of animal science. I started looking at wildlife biology, conservation, zoology, agriculture, food science. I started looking at research, lab work, field work, just anything that I could possibly get some knowledge on is what I was doing during that period of time. And in the end, I was like, whoa, this field is way bigger than I ever thought. And what I took from all of that searching and all of that research was the fact that in the field of conservation, animal science, wildlife, it comes with a lot of experience requirements. So I did hear that in the few YouTube videos that are on here about this field, that a lot of it did require experience of some type. So I started looking for internships. I started looking for volunteer work where I could get my foot in the door of, okay, let's start figuring out what we want to do with our life. So that is when I came across relevant experience of becoming an intern at a zoo. And let me tell you, applying for the zoo position as an intern was the best decision that I have made in terms of what it has brought to my career path and what I have learned about animal science and about animal management, and just having like the next steps is really important. It was very exciting for me to begin the internship at the zoo. I met some great people who I knew would be willing to help me in the future of my career, along with just getting a lot of hands-on experience with all different types of animals. So I personally was very interested in the reptiles, so I did a lot of work with snakes, frogs, crocodiles, alligators, all of those big groups of reptiles, and everyone at the zoo was just very knowledgeable and eager to share their knowledge with me as an intern, which was information that I found absolutely priceless. Having a background in zoology at this point in time did give me enough confidence to know that I wanted to do conservation of wildlife, which led me to apply to the University of Florida for wildlife ecology and conservation. And as of right now, that is the last major update in my career path. So I am super eager to keep on learning more about this field and about the major that I will be entering, because I still don't know exactly what career title I want to have in the future. So I'm coming into this experience of going to the University of Florida for this specific major just to learn as much as I can, to meet as many people as I can from this field that will give me the right information I need to be able to navigate what I want to do in the future. So for me, it was worth it to take a step back and reevaluate what I wanted after I realized that veterinary science was not for me. And I've been a lot happier with the decision that I've made than I was before. I was very unsure about veterinary science. Even though I did love the work that I was doing, there was still something off. And I didn't realize what it was until I really thought about, okay, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? And the answer was no, and that's okay, because we go through this life just learning more about who we are and learning more about the world around us. And sometimes that takes a little bit of reevaluation. So as I continue this journey of learning about wildlife, learning about the fields that involve conservation, I will be updating you on everything that I learned through this YouTube channel that I think is a great platform just to be able to spread my experience and what I have learned. I hope that you guys like this video, and I hope that you learned something. I hope that you have grabbed at least one piece of information from my experience that is able to help you on your individual path, because everyone is different. Everyone's gonna have different education, everyone's gonna have different internships, everyone's gonna have different jobs, everyone's gonna have something new to bring to the field, and I think that that is a beautiful thing. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video and that you stick around for more fun and engaging content, but also videos like this that were more informational. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you reached the end of this video, I think it's a good idea that you leave a like and that you subscribe. I hope that you people have an amazing day, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye!